if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head.
Hello, Lumine K-pop friends. Welcome back to the channel full of love where every second with BTS becomes an eternal memory. Today, we will take you into the extraordinary atmosphere that happened recently in a moment that not only shook the stage but also shook the heart. A grand celebration that witnessed the strong bond between the 7 boys who are now global legends and the millions of ARMYs who never tire of loving. This is the story of 2025 BTS FESTA, a spectacular event that brings love, surprises, and happy tears. Imagine a large space that can accommodate a sea of people. On June 13th and 14th, 2025, 60,000 ARMYs from all over the world gathered at Hall 9 and 10 Kintek's second exhibition center, Ilsansiogu, Goyang. They came with hope, longing, and unwavering enthusiasm, even though some BTS members are still serving in the military. However, for ARMYs, BTS never left. They are always there, in every song, every memory, and most importantly, in our hearts. Since early morning, fans have been crowding the area around the venue. The slightly cloudy weather did not dampen their spirits. In fact, it made the atmosphere more solemn, as if even the sky knew that it was not an ordinary day. ARMYs from various ages, backgrounds, and countries were all united in one common language: love for BTS. They wore shirts with their favorite members' names on them, held bright purple light sticks, and shared stories about how BTS had changed their lives. When the doors opened and the first music started to echo, a wave of emotion immediately swept across the room. Not a few shed tears just because they saw the BTS logo on the giant screen. 'Cause for them, it was not just a symbol. It was home, a place where they felt accepted, loved, and understood. BTS songs echoed, videos of their journey from debut to now were played, and the sound of tears of emotion began to mix with laughter and shouts of enthusiasm. Suddenly, the atmosphere changed drastically when Jungkook, the Golden Magne, appeared on stage. The audience screamed hysterically, and the screen focused on his figure that looked more radiant than ever. Wearing simple yet charming clothes, his signature warm smile made the atmosphere seem to stop for a moment. As if all the longing ARMY had been holding back had finally found a harbor. However, in the midst of the excitement, something unexpected happened. The big stage camera suddenly focused on a young woman standing very close to Jungkook. In a matter of seconds, the atmosphere changed. Many thought it was part of the show. But then, unbelievably, Jungkook seemed to hug the woman warmly. There were no words, just body movements and gentle expressions. And the world seemed to stop spinning. Cheers turned into screams. Not out of anger, but out of sheer shock. ARMYs stared at each other in confusion, some mouths agape, some even dropping their light sticks from their hands. This was Jungkook, the idol so beloved, so guarded, and so revered, hugging someone in front of tens of thousands of eyes. In that instant, social media exploded. The names Jungkook and Mystery Woman instantly trended globally. Speculations arose at lightning speed. Who was she? Was she a crew member? Was this part of the performance concept or something more personal? Some were confused, some were jealous, and some were silent in tears, not because of disappointment, but because they saw a human side of Jungkook that was rarely seen in public. "I feel like this isn't just a show," wrote one ARMY on X. "This is more than that. I feel genuine warmth." Security guards began to move quickly, and the MC tried to divert attention. However, the atmosphere had changed. It was undeniable that the stage was shaking, not because of a problem, but because of the incredibly strong vibrations of emotion. There was love, there was surprise, and most definitely there was a feeling that couldn't be explained with logic alone. Jungkook continued his performance. He seemed a little awkward at first, but quickly returned to his professional and enthusiastic self. He greeted fans with his warm voice, chuckled, and even made a joke that lightened the atmosphere. As if to say, "Don't worry, I'm still here. For you." And ARMY came together again, raising their light sticks and welcoming him with tears and smiles. Not long after, Big Hit Music released an official statement. They said, Thanks to ARMY's active participation and support this year, we were able to hold this event safely and successfully. Please look forward to the new journey that BTS and ARMY will create together in the future. A simple sentence, but it conveys the meaning that they see and hear ARMY's anxiety and appreciate it. Although they didn't explain the woman's identity in detail, Big Hit seemed to want to remind them that BTS are ordinary people who have personal space and who can love and be loved. A deep message, but wrapped in their signature gentleness. ARMY began to accept that this surprise might be part of a bigger story. Aside from the shocking incident, BTS FESTA 2025 was still grand and touching. There were various interactive booths, a nostalgia zone with a replica of BTS's dorm room, and a time capsule zone where fans could write letters for their future with BTS. Everything was made in such a way to create a deeper emotional connection. One of the most touching highlights was when the big screen displayed handwritten letters from members who are currently serving in the military. Their sentences were simple but full of meaning, such as, "We are not there physically, but our hearts are always with you." Tears broke out from various corners of the room. Many fans went home with mixed feelings. Happy to be reunited in the sea of ARMY. Touched by the touching surprises. But also confused and curious about the incident involving Jungkook. But above all, they went home with fuller hearts. 'Cause that day, they didn't just celebrate BTS, but also celebrated love, courage, and the fact that BTS is a part of their lives. This event will be remembered not only because of the extraordinary number of people, but because of the strength of its emotions. BTS FESTA 2025 is proof that BTS and ARMY are still one family. They grow together, face the world together, and take care of each other even when they are not in direct contact. They have been through a pandemic, a hiatus, and now the military. But one thing has never changed: their hearts remain connected. And this event is a reflection of that commitment. A bridge between the touching past, the surprising present, and the still mysterious future. For those of you who couldn't attend in person, don't be sad. Because BTS's love knows no distance. Just by closing your eyes and listening to their songs, you'll feel like you're in the same warm embrace again. You're never alone, because wherever you are, there are thousands of other ARMYs who feel the same way. We don't know what's going to happen next. There might be more surprises, there might be more tears. But one thing's for sure, BTS and ARMY are never alone. They've written history and they'll continue to write it together. Thank you for listening to this emotional story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on other incredible stories from the world of BTS. See you in the next episode where the love, surprises, and spirit of K-pop will live on in our hearts.
I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me?